everybody and welcome back. So this image we're going to chat about today is called St Paul's Chapel. I photographed it in Rhodes at Lindos at St Paul's Bay, and this little chapel caught my attention while I was on the island. And so I didn't do a lot of planning. I just decided that the next morning I'd go and shoot it. I knew roughly where it was. So on the way there, it was obviously very dark. I obviously go to these locations normally in the dark before dawn, the road down to Lindos is quite long. It's about an hour's drive from where I was located, and there's always goats around. You've got to be very careful wandering the roads. And as I came into Lindos, I had the windows open because it's even at that time in the morning it can be 24, 25, 27 degrees sometimes. It's still very warm. As I came down these little windy roads, a black demonic looking goat, jumped out from behind a bin and frightened the absolute life out of me. It certainly woke me up. So whenever I go or think about the Lindos, it always makes me laugh because I must have screamed like a girl at that point. But it certainly got me going, got me awake. So ended up parking the car and walked down to the bay where the chapel was, and obviously I didn't realise, but there was quite a high metal fence which was locked, which is understandable at that time in the morning, and I realised very quickly it was going to be an issue. There's no way I was going to start scuttling over it. But what there was a little bit of a bank on the one side and a wall, so I managed to climb up this wall, and I managed to find quite a good vantage point just over the metal fence, if I remember rightly. It was a bit tight getting a camera through, but I did. The problem is, I don't like using wide-angle lenses very much. Sometimes I have to, but I try and avoid it at all costs. Now this was quite a tight angle, not helped by the fence. I also wanted to show the bay down the side, and also the high above the cliff was the Acropolis, but a little bit of a distance away, so it was quite small. So using a wide-angle lens would actually kind of make that look even smaller in frame. So that's the reason I like to sometimes use longer lenses. The only trouble using a longer lens, obviously, it means that you can't always get the width of the scene in. So one way around that, which is what I did here, I ended up taking multiple images. I zoomed the camera in a little bit, which gave me that nice softer perspective, and I had to basically shoot several images like a jigsaw puzzle. Shot there, shot there, shot there, then move the camera down, shot there, and build the image up, build the scene up image by image. About 48 exposures, I think, is what I end up using, which is a lot of files, but it worked. It meant I've got a very nice perspective on the chapel, the bay, and the Acropolis above, and otherwise it wouldn't have worked the way I wanted it. So it was a lot of work, and it was a lot of work in post-production. I mean, some of it you can automate. You can automate some of the processing to a point, but whenever there's water or some of the movement in the shots, it generally needs a bit of manual retouching as well, just to make it all come together nicely, to the point that I'm happy anyway. So this would turn out to be a lot more work than I anticipated, but it's problem solving, and when you work on location, and I've done that sort of 30 odd years, that's kind of what you have to expect. Nothing ever goes exactly to plan. It's not like being in a studio and you've got to control the environment. On location, you never know, things can evolve and change very, very quickly, and having those sort of post-production skills has really helped me many a time, and this is one of those times that I couldn't have done without it, not to get the image that I wanted. So that's the story behind this one. A little bit more complicated than most, but there's a solution I found, and that's what we did. Catch you later.